So why is productivity important? Well, think about a day when at the end of the day you're really satisfied about the whole day. It's not gonna be a day when you just lounge around doing nothing, watching TV all day. That would be easy, but it wouldn't make you feel great at the end of the day. It's much more likely to be a day when you give yourself a lot of goals, like read a book, go for a run, finish some project you've been working on. And even though you didn't think you'll finish them all, you pushed through and you managed to finish everything you intended to do. So being productive is important because at the end of a really productive day is when you're gonna feel your best. So frogs? Eat that frog? What does this even mean? Well, Mark Twain once said that if the first thing you do each morning is to eat a live frog, you can go through the rest of the day with the satisfaction of knowing that it is probably the worst thing you're going to do that day. So you're not actually supposed to eat live frogs, but the frog in this situation represents your biggest and most important task. It is up to you to decide what that is. It could be getting some study done, or finishing some work project you've been working on, or something like going to the gym. I'm gonna try illustrate this point by using an example from my own life. So last summer I had to do a master's thesis, which was supposed to be 12,000 words long. And during the first month I didn't even get started. I was finding every excuse to avoid it, and I was doing productive procrastination where I'd read some book that I didn't need to, or I'd go to the gym, or I'd clean the house, anything to avoid doing what was important. But then I read this book. So the first thing I would do every morning when I would wake up from 8 o'clock till noon is to eat my frog, which in my example was to work on my thesis. I made this non-negotiable for myself, and in the next month in July, I got 2/3 of the thesis done. And the funny thing is, I still had time for all the other things I used to do before, like reading and working out, but I would just do it later after I get the most important thing done in the day. So key idea number 1, do your most important task first thing in the morning. Now, imagine this is the Sahara Desert. This is one of my favorite lessons in the book. The desert is totally flat, like a broad yellow sand parking lot that's stretched to the horizon in all directions. More than 1,300 people died trying to cross this desert. So how did they fix this? They added oil barrels. Every 5 kilometers apart there was an oil barrel. And at any one point you could see 2 oil barrels. The one you just crossed and the one that's coming up ahead. So this desert was 500 miles across in a single stretch, almost impossible to cross, and now this was fixed and it was made easy by adding these oil barrels. In order to cross this huge desert, you just had to follow the next oil barrel. I hope you see the lesson by now. In order to reach a big goal that you have, it is wise to divide it into small little chunks. So to go back to my example of my thesis, the goal of 12,000 words seemed impossible. And thinking about the big goal made me quite frustrated. So I took that big goal and cut it into small pieces. So my new goal was to just write 300 words per day. 300 words is quite an easy goal, and I just had to do that 40 days, and all of a sudden my goal seemed very achievable. So the key idea here is to divide your big goals into many small steps.